In this video, we are going to show you the perfect itinerary through Fez, the spiritual, cultural, and artisanal capital of Morocco. One of the questions we get the most is how to build a logical itinerary in the city that houses the largest and most complex medieval Medina in the world. Many people make the mistake of just taking a rushed day trip from neighboring cities, entering the ancient labyrinth, without a guide getting completely lost. Taking a quick photo of the tanneries and leaving stressed out missing the chance to discover the wonderful hidden palaces, to understand the art of tiles in the ancient Islamic schools, and to take scenic tours through the Roman ruins that are right next door. Fez requires strategy to avoid falling into the traps of fake guides and to enjoy the peace of the panoramic terraces at sunset. To see the absolute basics, focusing only on the central alleys and the leather shops, you need 2 days. But to explore the neighboring districts, calmly see the royal palace, and take an unforgettable trip through the interior to the nearby imperial cities, we recommend 5 full days. That is why we have prepared a super complete 5-day itinerary with the best of Fez and its surroundings, so you do not waste time. So let us get started. What is the best time to visit Fez? The city has a climate that goes to extremes, so the choice completely changes the weight of your suitcase. The best time by far is spring and autumn, especially the months of March, April, May, September, and October. This is when the days are super pleasant, the sun shines without hurting your skin, and you can walk through the thousands of narrow alleys without sweating buckets. Summer from June to August is the absolute high season for heat, which turns the city into a greenhouse. Thermometers easily pass 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and the smell of the leather tanneries becomes much stronger and harder to bear. Winter from December to February has clear and pleasant days, but the temperature drops drastically at night, bordering on freezing. Because the old Moroccan palaces were built to dissipate heat, they are very cold inside at this time, requiring heavy coats even to sleep. And how many days to stay? The number one mistake is treating Fez just as a quick lunch stop. The recommended minimum is 3 full days. The ideal is 5 days to use the city as a comfortable base, and take wonderful day trips through the green mountains and ruins of the region with the tranquility that vacations demand. Now let us get to the day by day. Day 1. The arrival and the Great Blue Gate. Arrive through the Fez International Airport or the modern train station. The best logistics is to book an advance transfer with your hotel, because cars do not enter the old city, and the driver will help you carry your bags in a handcart right to the door of your accommodation. Check in, drink the traditional welcome mint tea offered by the hosts, and go out for a light first exploration. Go straight to the most photographed attraction in the city, the monumental gate called Bab Bou Jaloud, known worldwide as the Blue Gate. It is the grand entrance to the Medina, decorated with shiny tiles. From the gate, walk only along the 2 main streets, which are wider, and go down the hill full of colorful spice shops and hanging meats, absorbing the culture shock and the medieval atmosphere. For your first dinner, choose a restaurant with a terrace near the Blue Gate and order the famous pastilla. It is the king dish of Fez, a very thin puff pastry pie filled with chicken or pigeon meat, caramelized onions and almonds, served hot and covered in sugar and cinnamon. It is simply wonderful. Staying in a good region will make your trip much easier. The strategy in Fez is not to go too deep into the labyrinth with your luggage. The first and most authentic option is the old Medina called Fez El Bali. The great secret here is to choose the wonderful hotels called riads that are on the edges of the walls, just a few steps from one of the main gates. You sleep in a silent palace and do not have to drag bags for miles. The second option is the Fez El Jadid neighborhood, the medieval new city. It is a wider and quieter region near the royal palace, excellent for those seeking less confusion. The third option is the Ville Nouvelle, the modern part built by the French. It has gigantic avenues, Parisian-style cafes, and Western chain hotels with large pools, but you lose a bit of the magic and exoticism of sleeping inside an Arab oasis. We created this personalized map that explains exactly which is the best region. Staying on the edges of the Medina of Fez El Bali, you cannot go wrong. We will leave here, on the screen code and in the video description, the link to this map. We created them on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices and free cancellation. And remembering that in this link below, we always organize everything you need to set up your entire trip for the lowest price. The sites we use to build our trips, and that have everything much cheaper, such as an international virtual cell phone chip. So the map does not fail on the street travel insurance with discount, which is mandatory in Africa, tickets for attractions, and hiring official accredited guides. Good and cheap hotels we have already stayed at, and the global account to carry your money, saving a lot on fees. Save this page in your favorites. Day 2. The Deep Labyrinth and the Art of Leather. This is the day to face the labyrinth. Fez has more than 9,000 tiny dead-end alleys. Hire an official government guide in advance to spend the morning with you. He will safely take you to the historical spots without you being harassed by fake guides. Visit the Bu Inania Madrasa, an incredibly detailed Islamic school with carved cedar wood and geometric tiles. Then prepare your senses for the greatest spectacle in the city, the Chouara Tannery. You will be taken to the terrace of one of the leather shops to see from above dozens of round stone vats full of natural dyes, where men dye entire skins using methods from 1,000 years ago. Put the sprig of fresh mint near your nose to mask the strong smell of ammonia. Take advantage of the surrounding stores to buy custom leather jackets, colorful poofs, and wonderful bags with the best price in the country, always negotiating and haggling with a smile on your face. Have lunch in a quiet, hidden courtyard and spend the afternoon visiting the Najarine Museum focused on wood arts, which is located in a beautifully restored ancient caravanserai. Day 3. Golden Gates and the Sunset Fortress. In the morning, leave the old Medina and walk to the Fez neighborhood. The main attraction here is the Royal Palace of Fez. The interior is the king residence and cannot be visited, but the square in front is the setting for the most beautiful photos of the trip. The palace has 7 gigantic doors made of shiny polished brass, surrounded by thousands of small blue and green tiles. Right next door, enter the Mela, which is the old Jewish quarter of the city. The architecture changes completely with houses having large windows and wooden balconies facing the street, something that does not exist in classic Islamic architecture. Visit the restored Ibn Danan synagogue in the basement of one of the houses. In the late afternoon, take a small red taxi and go up to the Borj Nord, an old military fort at the top of the hill. It is the best viewpoint in the city. Watch the sun go down while the voices from the loudspeakers of dozens of mosques echo through the valley calling to prayer, creating a chilling soundtrack. Day 4. The day trip to Volubilis and Meknes. Reserve this day for a fascinating journey through the interior of Morocco. Book an excursion or hire a private driver to explore 2 very close jewels. The first stop, about an hour and a half away, are the Roman ruins of Volubilis. It is the most preserved archaeological site in North Africa. Walk freely among immense columns and observe the original colorful mosaics covering the floor of ancient Roman noble villas. From there, continue for 30 minutes to the imperial city of Meknes. It is a much calmer and more majestic version than Fez. In Meknes, admire the imposing Bab Mansour Gate, considered the most beautiful in all of Morocco. Visit the impressive mausoleum of Moulay Ismail and explore the huge ruined stables that used to house 12,000 horses in the past. Return to Fez in the early evening for a relaxing dinner. Day 5. Traditional ceramics and farewell. On your last day, discover the other great artisanal pride of Fez, the blue ceramics. Take a taxi to the Potter's Quarter located outside the Medina walls. Visit one of the large ceramic cooperatives to see the impressive creation process. You will see the artisans molding the clay on the wheel, with their feet baking the pieces in gigantic ovens fed with olive pits, and most impressively cutting tiny pieces of colorful tiles with hammers to assemble complex mosaics upside down. It is the perfect place to buy beautiful plates, bowls, and lamps to take home. Return to the Medina for one last lunch. Eat a traditional and hearty Moroccan couscous full of steamed vegetables. Grab your bags and make your return journey to the airport or train station. An important tip that will save you a lot of time and money is to buy day trip excursions, and most vital of all, hire official government-accredited guides well in advance online. Trying to find a guide on the spot is running the risk of falling for the sweet talk of locals who are not guides and will only take you to partner stores to earn commissions. We will leave in the screen code and in the description the link to the site we always use to buy tours and guides for the lowest price. It is the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there always, with real reviews from other travelers. Everything at the lowest price, and you can buy in your currency and guarantee your safety. An important tip is about daily transportation. Forget any transportation app inside the walls because you will walk on foot. When going out to the new parts of the city, use the small red taxis. The unbreakable rule throughout Morocco is to get in, give a smile, and demand that the driver turns on the meter immediately. If he refuses or invents an absurd price, just say, "Thank you," get out of the car and call the next one without stress. Quick gastronomy tips. The street food in Fez is vibrant and safe if it is made to order. Try the flatbread baked on the walls of community ovens, and the small seasoned ground beef skewers called kafta. In restaurants, besides the spectacular pastilla, try the traditional chicken tagine with preserved lemon and green olives. It is light aromatic, and you use the bread to scrape the sauce off the plate. Mandatory documentation for international tourists and safety. Visa. Most Western citizens do not need a visa for tourist trips of up to 90 days. Bureaucracy is zero. You just need a passport valid for at least 6 months after your date of entry into the country. Travel insurance. To enter Morocco, international travel insurance with coverage for medical emergencies is vital. The culture shock is reflected in the stomach. Changing water, eating on the street, and using strong spices can cause serious intestinal problems in the first few days. Public hospitals are not recommended for foreigners, and private care and good clinics cost thousands of dollars overnight. We never travel to Africa without insurance. And in the link in the description, there is the comparator we use to pay much less for the best insurance companies in the world. Safety. Fez is a very conservative city, and violent crime is extremely low. The only major annoyance is fake guides. It is very common for young men standing on corners to say that the street ahead is closed today and offer help. It is a lie. They want to get you lost on purpose to charge money to get you out of there. Ignore them with a polite nod and keep walking. The golden rule is to download the map of the Medina on your cell phone for offline use. For women wearing light fabric clothes that cover shoulders, chest, and knees, avoids insistent stares, and ensures deep respect from the locals. And how much does it cost to eat? Fez has extremely affordable prices compared to Europe. A lunch in a simple restaurant frequented by locals on the slopes of the Medina, ordering a tagine or couscous, will cost around $4 to $7. If you seek high Moroccan gastronomy, dining in a luxurious courtyard of a 5-star riad with elaborate dishes and live music, the price goes up to the range of $20 to $35 per person. And the mint tea on the street costs only pennies. And what to do at night? The night in the Medina of Fez is silent, dark, and mystical. Because the Islamic religion is very strong, there is no culture of bars and clubs with alcohol scattered through the streets of the old city. The perfect night here is focused on food and culture. Eat dinner slowly on the open terraces, feeling the cool breeze, smoke a little apple hookah, and enjoy the intimate performances of musicians playing the lute, which is a kind of classic Arab guitar. If you want to drink alcohol, you will need to go to the bars of the large hotels in the new part of the city. If you liked this detailed itinerary, like the video, and subscribe to our channel to travel always more and better around the world. Thank you very much and have a safe trip.